Watch the headbutts and elbows. No rabbit punches, no low blows. This will not be a clean fight, so protect yourself at all times. The underdogs are coming for the throne. This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
I honestly don't really care. I'll put up a show about anything. I don't care.
Yeah, just something to
Hey
kick
guys,
off.
Hello.
Hello.
how's it going?
Yes.
It's going.
Yeah, sorry about the time stuff.
No, that was me.
Sorry.
I didn't calculate it right. That was my bust.
It's so weird when it's more than 12 hours trying to figure out if you add or subtract the
Yeah.
extras.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of my prospects are overseas, and so I have secondary clocks, so I know what time it is over there.
Oh yeah, I did that. I did that as well with my family. It is right now 5 a.m. for them. Or no, 5 p.m. for them and 8 a.m. for me.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't have like a mic. Does it sound okay? I put my headphones on.
It's fine.
Sounds fine. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Probably sounds better than mine last time.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bar to get over.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that was bad. I wish I caught that like before, but it is what it is.
All right. Radio voice is ready.
Mhm.
All right. Welcome back. It is another episode of B-Sides Boxing. We are getting ourselves into that 2-week rhythm. I'm joined today by my good buddy Drip, and there is a scent of somebody new in the room. Why don't you say hello?
Hi everyone. I'm Shanada from Canada. You might have seen me on the Discord group.
Yes. Yeah, the Discord family rotates in and out of B-Sides Boxing. So there's not a whole lot to talk about actually. It was a pretty light, it's a light 4-week block that we're going to be reviewing and previewing. So let's get right into a little bit of news. I did hear that Conor Benn is returning to welterweight. The last fight that he had at 154 was just kind of shaking the cobwebs off, I guess. Because we talked about that pretty extensively.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Fury versus Usyk is happening in December.
Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
About fucking time. Something that I was just a few seconds ago talking about in Discord is, so this fight is booked, right? But the Ngannou fight has not happened yet. So the appeal of the Fury Ngannou fight just multiplied for me. I cannot tell you how much I'm hoping that Ngannou just knocks Fury clean the fuck out, and then he has to walk into the Usyk fight having been knocked out by an MMA guy. Oh goodness, please.
Oh, dude, confidence shattered like at the last table.
It would be so amazing. Like, I am not a Fury fan at all, and I would just love to see him get his ass kicked by anyone. So
I think that I don't know if I've encountered a legitimate Fury fan at all.
I think like
people respect
I'm a fan
his
of
skill.
His shit talk.
Yeah, his mic skills are good.
yeah, and his boxing skills are obviously good, but I also just don't like his style. He's not fun to watch to me. Too much clinching and leaning and
Using his size to his advantage, but not in a technical boxing kind of way. Not really, anyway. He does a lot more of leaning on people to tire them out.
yeah, and it slows down fights so badly. But I'm not a huge heavyweight fan to start with. I like the lightweight classes because they throw so many punches. So
Yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna try to like, I guess, outmuscle, quote unquote, Ngannou. But is that really gonna work with Ngannou being probably as strong as he is? Like, if Fury leans on him, is
Honestly,
Ngannou gonna just throw him off?
Yeah, I don't think you can use those tactics on an MMA guy because he's going to be better at it.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
that's half of his game.
Yeah, grappling and that muscling people is part of what he does professionally. So you can't. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do that.
Well, and like I assume MMA guys train for that, so it won't tire them out like it might boxing guys who don't train those muscles as much.
Yeah, you're right. All I can do is make a blood sacrifice to I don't know who, but as long as Ngannou just touches that chin once, I'm hopeful.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because like if he does get knocked out or even injured, like because that fight's in what, like a few weeks, is it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And if they're aiming for Usyk and Fury by December, I mean, if he does get injured, like, does that put a stall on the fight then? Obviously, or
Probably.
there's 2 questions to be unanswered now.
Yeah, they'll delay it.
Realistically, I don't think Ngannou's gonna land anything big in a boxing match.
Absolutely not.
But
Nah,
I hope he
definitely not.
does.
But listen, we'll never shy away from a puncher's chance. We've seen it happen. It's nothing out of the ordinary.
Actually, we have a puncher's chance, kind of a puncher's chance situation that played out that we'll be talking about in a little bit. Let's keep it going here. Ryan Garcia is coming back December 2nd against who? Question mark. Yes, Oscar Duarte.
Yeah, question mark.
Pretty
Yeah,
unheralded
do you guys
guy.
know who Duarte are?
No.
Is?
I
Sorry?
looked him up and I didn't see anything that was recognizable on his resume.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'll be honest, I don't know who he was until a few days ago.
This is a get back fight for Ryan Garcia, get his confidence back. That's all it is. I'm not sure why they're trying to play it up like it's something else. Well, at least that's what Oscar De La Hoya is trying to do.
Yeah, going through his box records, I mean, nothing exciting for sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
a get back
never
fight.
super impressed with Garcia anyways. I think they picked him because he has a nice face. Like, he has no dedication. He could be really good, but he's not gonna be.
I think he has like that athleticism, but he just, like you said, no dedication, no heart really. But he has all like the physical genetics.
Yeah, he's
be good.
athletically gifted for sure.
Yeah, but like mentally, he always looks scared in the ring.
Yeah,
to me.
after Tank dropped him in round 2, it was just playing it safe the next few rounds until he just maybe, I don't want to say he quit, but I guess a lack of better terms, he kind of just gave up after that body shot.
Yeah, even the Luke Campbell fight,
Oh,
when
yeah.
he got hit, when he stood up, he looked scared. He looked like a small guy in a bar fight all of a sudden.
Yeah, I wonder how things would have been different for him if he lost that Luke Campbell fight. Like, where would his career be now?
I think they would have just kept promoting him the same. I really think he is just their way to get girls watching boxing.
Probably.
His promotional success is not necessarily predicated on him winning. It's more of him looking flashy and being handsome while doing it.
Hey, listen,
That's really all
he
there
is
is
a
to
handsome guy.
He is.
Can't deny that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I watch him for his face.
Yeah, bro's hairline has not flinched at all. Yeah.
he's not terrible. He's not great. Like when they were talking about that whole Four Princes little thing a while back,
I don't know. My
he
corny
was
thing.
very
Yeah.
clearly the least talented of all of them.
Yeah.
Is this his first fight under Derek James with Oscar?
Yes.
Ooh, this should be. Oh yeah, because right, he had Joe Goosen for Tank.
Yep.
That should. I don't know. Maybe he'll do better under Derek James, but we'll see. Because I guess he's around, like, he's around AJ, around Spence, so maybe there's just more motivation there to do better.
Around Charnelo.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay.
We'll get to that in a minute.
I will
Not
say
exactly
he spent
the
less
best
time
table.
on Instagram.
Oh, goodness. That.
He's with the Lions Den.
Yeah. All right, let's move down into our review block here. We are reviewing from September 24th to October 7th, which was yesterday for us in the U.S. All right, so on Friday, September 29th, Tevin Farmer won by round 6 knockout over...
Wait, the author?
Yes, touted, highly lauded, selling author. I'm not going to say best-selling, but selling author, Tevin Farmer.
Did you buy his book?
I did not. I'm not going to pay
Okay.
like fucking $40 for a PDF.
Yeah, no.
I want a physical book in my hand. if that's how much I'm gonna pay.
Listen, and get Eddie Hearn's book. I'm telling you, it's pretty good.
All right, so there's that. Tevin Farmer's going to try to get himself back into the mold.
Audible
here.
silence.
Yeah. He's going to try to get himself back in the mold. All right. Okay, so let's get on September 30th. It really quickly, a matchroom card at the Wembley Arena in the UK. IBF Cruiserweight champion Jai Opetaia makes his matchroom debut with a 4th-round knockout of Jordan Thompson, who was the 5th-rated fighter in the IBF. So that's kind of fun.
That was interesting because they mentioned Jordan Thompson has no amateur background.
Yeah, he went straight into the pros.
What, from like a boxing gym, just sparring to just right into the pros, like.
A lot of Mexican fighters do that, so it's not unheard of.
Interesting. But like not even one amateur fight, just to get your feet wet?
Yeah, kind of get your confidence about you, get some experience on what you're going to be getting yourself into.
Dude, listen, to do that and kind of be where he's at, it's pretty solid. Can't even hate on that.
Yeah, he made it to the championship. He's at a championship level. Like, I mean, cruiserweight is not the most glamorous division, but still you're still at a world championship level of boxing.
Hey, listen, shout out to him for that, then. That's pretty solid.
All right.
Opetaia just gave him some work, though.
Yeah, it was pretty clear. I think from the beginning of the second, that this was gonna be over soon. All right, let's get to the travesty. The what words can I use to express my anger for paying for this shit?
Disappointment.
Yeah, disappointment. Like, I would very much like to talk to Canelo-Charlo, like a disappointed dad. Like, bro, are you serious?
There's a lot of things you could really say about that fight. None of them are good, to be honest. But
yeah, not a whole lot. But let's go from the bottom up. So on the prelims, we had Frank Sanchez. He got a 3rd-round stoppage over Scott Alexander. But that's the only one on the prelims that I really wanted to point out. Just Frank Sanchez doing his thing. Elijah Garcia versus Jose Resendez. Wow, this one was a fucking banger. It was great.
Yeah. I missed that first fight, but the Garcia fight was awesome. I am now a fan.
Yeah, he lives like kind of in a little bit out in the sticks of the wider Phoenix area, so I'm gonna continue to claim him as a hermano of mine. Once I found out he's from Phoenix, I had to ride. I always ride for him. Yeah. Right, so he's coming up. He has some very solid ratings by all 4 sanctioning bodies, 7, 8, 6, 14 in IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO respectively. So he has the accolades, but he's coming up in a really questionably talented division, we'll say, to try to be nice. Middleweight is not necessarily stacked. There's not a whole lot going on here. Anyone moved up to chase Canelo. So yeah. What does this, Shanada, really start? What do you think this means for Garcia? Like, he says he wants to be a world champion before the age of 21. And do you think he's close? Can he accomplish that?
I mean, that was just a war and super exciting. So I think they're going to promote him to try and do that. But 21's really young. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think if they match him with the right people, and his defense was a little questionable, I think, if I'm thinking of the right fight, because that's the one where it was just an infighting war, wasn't it? Resendez
was tagging him up pretty good for the first 3 or 4 rounds. It was pretty one-sided even.
Yeah, I mean, he's young, and I hadn't seen him before. If he can work on his defense, I think he's got a shot to be a world champion by 21.
His defense, I've seen him fight a few times before this. He did show some holes where before he did not. So it is kind of questionable. But Resendez is also better than the people he fought before. So there is that too.
Fair, yeah. I know it's what everyone says, but I think he needs a little more head movement.
Yeah.
It's very Mexican style, that fight. It was great to watch. I love it. But probably not great for him.
No, yeah, if he wants to fight long term, and he's had kids at like 16.
Oh,
Jeez.
damn.
So like, yeah, you're gonna have to work on your defense if you want to have any longevity in the sport.
I mean, at least he's got someone to look after him when the CTE sits in.
Drip, anything on Resendez Garcia?
So I missed a majority of that card because I was at a concert.
Oh,
I caught,
that's right. I saw.
Yeah, I caught some of Mario's and Ugas. I missed entirely of Lubin, but I did watch majority of the Canelo fight until I turned it off from disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did miss the majority of this card, unfortunately.
That's all right. But let's get to Barrios and Ugas if you did see a bit of that one. So this was for the interim WBC welterweight title. Mario Barrios gets the UD. They came in ranked 4th and 2nd. I recall myself saying a few weeks ago that this was Ugas. This was them setting Ugas up to fight Thurman. That they were going to have Barrios as the common opponent. Obviously, Thurman rearranged Barrios' face, and Ugas was to me, it was a clear setup to get those two on the same platform. But that's Barrios had different plans, so thanks Barrios, making me look dumb.
I don't think you're wrong. Like, Ugas was the betting favorite.
Yeah,
I think Barrios just kind of upset everyone's plans. But I also think Ugas's eye is done.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna
Whatever
fight
surgery
anymore.
they did, yeah, I don't
That
think
shit
it
was
worked out
cooked.
for him.
Terrible. That was a terrible eye.
Yeah, that started looking bad about midway through, and it
Hit the
just
first jab set it off.
Yeah, it's just not getting better. And then by I want to say like the 9th, it was practically shut, and Barrios was able to capitalize on that really well.
Yeah,
So-
if I recall, didn't Ugas lose a point for spitting out his mouthpiece?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
he was trying
dude.
to get some time, get some air.
Dude, bad look, bro. Bad
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, it's definitely not good, but
And I do like Barrios. Like, I don't think he's gonna win a world title, but I like his whole shtick, the Aztec and the outfits. It's great.
the Aztec warrior.
He's still pretty
Yeah.
young, honestly. He's only 28, so if he's fighting for a few years, I could see him winning a title eventually.
Maybe I'd like him to, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he's that good actually.
So we have to think about who his contemporaries are. Like I'm going to say this assuming that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence both move up after their rematch. That's assuming they have their rematch at 147. Either way, they move up. They're going on to bigger things. That still leaves guys like I think Virgil Ortiz might still be trying to campaign at welter. Duran Ennis is absolutely at welter. Emantas Stanionis is no slouch by any stretch of the imagination. So Barrios is great. I very much enjoy watching him fight as well. But he seemed oversized for 140, but he seems undersized at 147. So I'm not entirely sure what to make of his prospects here.
They should do Barrios versus Montana Love.
Oh God.
I don't
And would
hate
it be a
it.
terrible fight?
I don't
It
hate
would
it.
be terrible.
I'm so mad at Montana Love for that last DQ.
I'm
that was-
so mad at Raz for not fucking going when he could have.
Oh yeah, I was in Cleveland, wasn't it?
Yeah, the shit was down the street from him.
Ah, bro could have ran there.
He
on his
could
marathon.
he could have fucking walked. Legitimately could have walked, and he didn't go.
Ugh.
Unacceptable. All right.
Oh.
Speaking of unacceptable, Erickson Lubin gets the fucking decision over Jesus Ramos. They came into this, but ranked by the WBC at 6 and 4. I would very much like to set myself on fire. That was really horrible. That was one of the most. I know that the term robbery gets thrown around a lot. This right here, that was a fucking robbery. That was bad. That was highway robbery, train highway robbery,
bank robbery,
bank robberies, train banks, fucking bank highways.
boats.
It was all right. So something that I saw in Discord.
Ran over.
Yeah, ran over. Something I saw in Discord. A few people were saying that Ramos took his foot off the gas around round 8 or 9. He did, yes. But I was just talking to Nathan on Ultimate Fucking Casual, the MMA show. We were talking about it a little bit. Was it such that he lost those rounds? I don't think he did. Even if he did take his foot off the pedal, he didn't necessarily lose the round.
I think a couple of them he probably did.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't give all 4 to Lubin.
Right. Like, best case scenario of the first 6 to 8 rounds, you can say best case 2 were for Lubin, which is really generous. And then you give all 4 of the I don't know, decelerated rounds to Lubin as well. I don't know, like, best case scenario for Lubin was a draw. I really don't know what anybody could have been thinking here.
Well, and unanimous decisions?
Yes.
Like, the robberies are usually split decisions.
He got one scorecard was 9-3, one was 8-4. That's like, absurd.
There is no way you could score it that way.
No, absolutely not. Like 7-5, you could show me your thinking, and I'll disagree with you, but you can show me your thinking, and I can see your logic behind it. Nonetheless,
I honestly want some sort of review for the judges in boxing where they have to show their work.
Yeah.
I want them to be able to let them rewatch highlights or whatever to remember, but go, this is the round I gave to him, and this is why. Yeah,
maybe have them mic'd up, talking into a recording of some kind where it's keeping track of what nobody's seeing it, hearing it live, but they're keeping notes on what they're doing or what they're seeing. Or at the very least,
you could have some sort of, like, just circle, because what's the 3 things you judge on? Ring generalship, effective aggression, and defense, I guess. Just
damage is supposed to trump all.
Yeah, but just have a thing they circle. Like, I gave it to Ramos for damage, or I gave it to, Lubin for ring generalship, or I don't know. I feel like you could put something in there that isn't hard for them to do.
Absolutely. Whatever the case may be, something has to change. This continues to happen.
Well, and I feel like it's getting worse, but maybe I'm just watching more boxing.
No, you're not entirely wrong there. Like, it is egregious, blatant robberies are happening more. And it's...
Yep.
Well, and when I watch with my family and the fights are in Texas, it's just a running joke. Like, Texas judges are all paid off.
They all typically go for damage. Like, I mean, it's Texas. They want to see somebody die or something. So
they're all cowboys out
there. Always give the favorite the benefit of the doubt on any round, though.
I'm still riding with Ramos. Hashtag justice for Ramos, because he did not lose that fight one bit.
I thought he was really classy in the interview, though.
He was. All right, let's get to the main event. Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, gets the unanimous decision over Jermell, the Iron Disappointment Charlo, who is the undisputed champion at 154. I want to start with something that Nathan said, was that Charlo looked a bit flat and deflated, and his thinking was that because Charlo's coming up in weight, that was a major contributing factor to his really shitty performance.
I'll agree with that to an extent. I think he should have had a fight at 168 before, just to see if he can even manage the weight and how he'd move in it. Because just jumping into it with no absolute knowledge of how you would do, you might do really well and you might do really shitty, and I guess he found out. So I can kind of agree with that.
My opinion on that fight was he got that first solid hit and realized that Canelo hits harder than anyone he's ever fought, and just tried to avoid damage.
Yeah, it's kind of like Terrence Crawford said. He's like, you kind of just bent down, let Canelo spank you.
Yeah,
you didn't try to win. Even Canelo said it too, I think in the post-fight presser, or it was some kind of interview. He's like, he didn't do anything to win. He just did something to be there.
Yeah, he collected a paycheck. That's what he was there for.
Even in the corners, it kind of seemed like the plan was to just not get hurt. Like, even the coaches, I don't remember giving any solid advice on how to possibly win.
Yeah, it just overall felt like more a sparring session for Canelo than anything.
Oh, so Derek James, trainer of the year, coming into it. The last year he was trainer of the year. So is it the curse? Is trainer of the year a cursed position or a cursed title to win?
I don't think so. It's not like the Drake curse or anything. I just think they took a risk, a very uncalculated risk.
Yes.
Again, jumping 14 pounds to 168 without a tune-up fight prior to that, right into a championship fight with Canelo. Well, what'd you think was going to happen? Like, I understand you got to be confident you're going to win, but you also got to be realistic. It's like, all right, I haven't fought at this weight before. I don't know how my powers are going to transfer or my movement.
I've never been hit
Canelo,
by a big guy or a guy this big before.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was lined up for them to fail, because, yeah, he definitely could have won maybe if he just tried better or just something different, but the cards weren't in their favor with that plan. Like, what did they really think was going to be the outcome? They're going to just walk over Canelo at 168?
Yeah, well, and he has no plans to stay there. Like,
No.
I don't think he ever really thought he was going to win in his heart.
Nah, all that, like, lion talk, this and that, and Crawford said it best. It was just a spanking. He's like, you went there, laid down, and didn't even try. He's like, why would I fight you next? It's not worth my time.
Yeah, he's off my hit list.
Yeah, Crawford would bully him worse than Canelo did, probably.
Which, that is what Jermel, called for immediately was, well, I'm going back to 154. I'll fight Terrence Crawford at 154.
No. You think you want to fight Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford isn't going to fight you. He's not going to give you a chance to fight him.
I wouldn't fight him after a performance like that either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he actually would have tried, like, to win and not just be alive, then I think he would have got more respect out of it. But everyone kind of watched and is like,
if he went out on a shield, right?
Yeah. Let's use, like, Fury and Wilder 3, for example. Wilder was getting his shit clocked towards the end of the fight, but he didn't give up, bro. He just went out on a shield.
Yeah.
And just the way the buildup was coming with, like, Jermel talking all that Lions Den bullshit. It's like, what happened, bro? Where's the Lions Den now?
Well, I did at least pick a good song for my knockout in the first round pick. Man, I did edge it for Charlo. I was hoping that his physical attributes would have given him a chance. I think that I do still think they could if he would actually do something, but he didn't. So
yeah, because isn't he the same size as Beeble, pretty much, like 6'1" or 6'2"?
They're just about the same size.
Yeah, their measurements are very close.
Yeah, so I mean, he had, like, the attributes to do good and win. He just didn't have the heart.
So he's gonna go back to 154. Maybe he'll rematch Erickson-Lubin, I guess. Whatever. Two people that disappointed everybody get to fight each other.
It was just a weird stint, like, in his career with this. Like, why did you go to 168 to fight Canelo? What was, like, the reasoning behind it? I'm sure there's probably a backstory that maybe I missed, but
more than likely money.
That's all I can think of, honestly.
Well, and I mean, it's not a bad reason.
No,
but you gotta look good doing it.
Yes. If you're gonna just go collect a paycheck. At least fucking earn it.
Yeah, yo, for real.
Let's keep it going here, because if I keep talking about Charlo, I'm gonna get upset. So, real quick, on October 4th, this was a Wednesday, Pro Box TV. There were two fights on this, but the only one I really wanted to talk about was Pablo Cano, who had knocked out Jorge Linares, who we'll be talking about in a minute. He got a round 6 stoppage over Zachary Ochoa. That was actually a really fun scrap. Very, very entertaining. Definitely recommend that one to anybody.
Yeah, I didn't know Pro Box was free.
Yeah.
So I hadn't even tried to watch it. So I did tune in. It's Thursday morning here for me when it came on, and I was sitting in my office at work watching boxing.
Dude, what a way to live, honestly.
Yeah. I used to do the same thing at my first job. We would sometimes have work on Saturdays, and so we go into the office on Saturday, and I would have boxing on one of my monitors while we're working. And if anybody was like, "Oh, just watching TV over here," yes, I don't want to fucking be here.
Actually, yeah, it's
Yes,
Saturday.
I'm watching TV on fucking Saturday. All right, leave me alone. Okay, but here we go. Matchroom. This is one of the ones I would have been watching at work. At the Sheffield Arena, Lee Wood with the fucking clutch knockout at the end of the 7th. Good Lord, Josh Warrington was putting a whooping on him. And out of fucking nowhere, completely out of nowhere, Lee Wood decides to do something and keeps his WBA featherweight title.
Wasn't that shit beautiful?
It was insane. Like, I was watching it. I was writing against Warrington more than I was for Wood. And as I'm watching this, like watching it play out, like, Jesus, like Warrington is beating the shit out of him. It wasn't even close. He was losing until he won.
That's becoming Lee Wood's MO, though. Like, that's the second time he has done that I've seen.
That's a crazy MO. Just get the break speed off you until you land a good punch.
Yeah, he's going in there doing CTE for reps. He's trying to get as much of it as he can. Like, Lee Wood was getting his ass straight up beat. I'm not sure. Wow, I really wonder what would happen if he had a trilogy with Lara. What would happen if he faced Lopez?
I think Lopez would beat him.
Always watch a Lara fight.
Yeah,
Lara is one of my favorites.
Lopez he's unorthodox, a little bit strange in his approaches, but he's still got heavy hands.
Yeah, I think Lopez would beat him just off like that weird unorthodox style.
And as much as we were making fun of Josh Warrington for like his headbutts, he didn't do it that much. I think I only saw 2. I saw 2. There weren't that many.
There was 2 really blatant ones.
Yes, but I don't know.
He's just dirty in general, though. It's not just the headbutts.
Yeah, he did tap the family jewels at one point, but Wood wasn't necessarily doing himself any favors to avoid that kind of stuff.
Oh, he is from Leeds, so it makes sense.
Well, and Woods hit him 5 times before he hit the canvas. Like,
yeah, that shit was crazy.
Out of nowhere, just crazy combination for the knockout.
That shit was that was like a Broadway show.
Warrington, his head was like suspended in the air or something. And Wood was just teeing off.
Clean shots. He didn't hit him once when he was down.
Nope. He was still fully up, or it would not be considered down at least, and he was getting cleaned up. I don't remember anything else from this card because I don't really care. If you want to go talk about like fucking British, I don't know, jobbers,
British boxing.
Yeah, you go on to Discord and you can talk with the Brits over there. Later this same evening, we had at the Chelsea at the Cosmopolitan in Vegas. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez is back. He makes his cruiserweight debut against Joe the Common Man Smith.
Union Joe, baby.
Yep. The Common Man he tried his best, but he didn't get the win. He got lost by UD. Really quick, Beck the Bully, Melikuziev stops Alantes Fox in 4. I don't necessarily agree with the stoppage when it happened, but it was inevitable. It was coming. But Alantes Fox was game, so that's pretty cool.
Beck the Bully.
All right, so...
There was a crazy body shot knockout before that.
Oh, really?
Wasn't there? Oh,
Tudor?
What was the guy's name? There's a ringside highlight of the guy going down, and he spits out his mouthpiece, and it looks like he is in the worst pain I have ever seen.
Darius Fulgham versus Alan Campa is in the first. All right, I'll check that out. Cool.
It's a first round knockout. The fight's not very long, but the look of pain on the Instagram highlight reel of this guy from the sidelines is just awful.
So that's pretty fun. I'll go check that out. Really quickly on Zurdo and Smith. So I thought it was a pretty fun fight. Some good back and forth exchanges. Ramirez was very clearly winning. It wasn't really a question. Smith just had some good shots landing here and there. And we ended up with 99-91 on all 3 cards.
Ooh, kind of a crazy scorecard, but
if you didn't
I
watch, it definitely looks crazy.
Yeah, he definitely was getting outboxed. What's without a doubt.
Yeah, Joe Smith also very classy in the post-fight. Talked up Ramirez and was very forthcoming with what he could have done better. So that was great to see.
And Ramirez looked huge to me.
Yeah.
He's really filled out lately.
He was he started his pro career at 168. So looking at him now, it's insane to think that he was cutting himself down to that weight class. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But he's pretty young. Like, he might have actually grown a little.
He's 32.
Oh, okay. He wasn't that young when he started then.
His pro debut was in 2009.
So
14 years ago?
Yeah, okay.
He was 18.
So yeah, he's filled out. Gotten a little bit of meat on his bones.
I wonder if they stay at cruiser. Like, does Joe Smith go there still, or does he go back to 125?
Yeah, they're both staying at cruiser. Ramirez this was his debut at cruiser for.
Gotcha.
He's now the WBA mandatory. The what's that fucking dude's name? He's from France. Arsene Goulamirian is the guy that has the WBA belt. So Ramirez is his mandatory now. Joe Smith, when they asked him about going back to 175 or what's next, he seemed a little reluctant to commit to continue fighting. But he did say that if I do, it's not going to be at 175. So he'll be staying as well. So 2 recognizable name recognition cruisers join the fold. Drip's favorite cruiserweight, Lawrence Okoli, needs some people to fight.
Oh, I love that.
Badu Jack still, he's got the WBC belt. IBF, Opataya, we talked about him a little bit ago. So
Badu Jack has a belt still?
Yeah, he has the WBC. He won it off of.
I don't watch cruiser much. I like Badu Jack.
He beat Ilunga Makabu, the guy that Canelo was supposedly going to fight.
Oh, I do remember that, actually.
Yeah.
I remember that fight because I was surprised he was still fighting.
Yeah, Badu Jack is old. He's almost 40.
Well, and he had his third eye opened years ago.
Marcus
That
Brown.
The grossest boxing cut I have ever seen that they didn't stop the fight.
Ugh.
They didn't stop it. Okay, yeah, that's a good qualifier.
All I'm saying is that Lawrence Okoli also has a book out. Just throwing that out there.
Lawrence Okoli has
Really?
a book? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's actually got some pretty good reviews. Would I
Hopefully
buy
it's
it? No.
ghostwritten.
Yes, it has to be ghostwritten if that's the case.
It's just. I think it's one of those life coach books where it's called Dare to Change Your Life. So it's definitely
Find
like a
your
life coach type book.
Dare to Change Your Life. There's a subtitle here.
Didn't AJ superiorly back Lawrence Okoli? What happened with that? What happened with that? He was sponsoring him like it was his own child. But
He had some very boring, unentertaining, grimy fights, and then Okoli got cut from Matchroom.
And AJ said, "Smile later, kid.
Yeah,
Don't need you."
Dare to Change Your Life. The subtitles: Find your ambition and make your dreams real with this book. I mean,
With
dude,
this book.
yeah.
Dude, it's like Tyson Fury's stupid ass book that I also bought, but that one wasn't
Tyson
very good
Fury
either.
has a book?
He has a few books.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's got multiples. I
Yeah,
refuse to even look at any of them.
I have the Furious Method one. Pretty shitty. Not gonna lie, I didn't finish it because it just wasn't a good book all around. It's another
used copy of Lawrence Okoli's book for $6.75.
Don't do it.
I might pick it up just to spite you.
I mean, yeah, go for it. I'm still gonna ride that Eddie Hearn has the best book out right now out of the.
I would
Boxing
imagine he
Brigade.
does. He's a very savvy businessman.
I'm waiting for AJ to drop a book. Definitely gonna pick that one up, autographed, of course.
Let's keep it going. One quick thing: UFC 294 is coming up. It's on the 21st. If you want to hear more about that, the aforementioned Ultimate Fucking Casual.
Definitely gonna
Can
be part of that
I
one.
jump in with one more thing that happened last week that we missed, guys?
Yeah, please do.
So, Jinjiro Shigeoka won the middleweight IBF championship belt in, it says Oda City, but I think that's Tokyo, on Saturday here. So it would have been Friday night for you guys.
The IBF belt?
Yep.
Middleweight.
Minimum
Oh,
weight.
minimum.
Sorry.
I'm
Minimum?
sorry.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a minimum
no.
weight?
I got excited and forgot to enunciate.
At minimum.
Yeah,
weight. All right.
He beat Daniel Velardes from Mexico to win the minimum IBF championship in Tokyo this last weekend.
Dude, what's
I
a
actually
minimum
didn't
weight?
get to see it, but
Yudai
I think it's
Shigeoka?
100 pounds.
It's 105.
105?
Yeah.
I think,
Holy
yeah, you have to
fuck.
be between 100 and 105. These guys are like 5'2", though.
Yeah, they're really small.
Listen, Raz is like 5'3".
fun to
He's like
watch,
150
though.
pounds.
Raz also lifts weights a lot.
Understandable.
Also, a pro tip that I just found out since I moved here to Japan. If you don't mind Japanese commentating, you can go usually to the arena website and they stream them for free online. So you go where you would buy tickets and there's a link that says stream now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because Casemiro fights in Tokyo on Thursday. I was going to go, but I can't leave work early. And they're live streaming it on the Ariaka Arena website.
Interesting.
Dude, I'm still caught up on the 105 part.
Let's get into our reviews. We're running a little low on time, so we're going to be previewing from October 8th to the 21st. I'm going to just knock out the between those dates. I'm going to just get the quick shit out of the way. On the 21st is Alexis Rocha versus Giovanni Santillan. These are welterweights. I mean, watch if you want to. If I'm not gonna kink shame you if that's what
Can't
you like.
advise.
Yeah,
Can't advise it.
do not recommend, but whatever. ProBox TV is back on the 18th. Brandon Glanton versus Carlos Romero is the headline. On the 14th is KSI versus Tommy Fury.
Let's go.
So there's that. I'm hoping that YouTube killer continues. Also on the 21st, let's jump back to that. Jack Catterall versus Jorge Linares. These are 140s, so that's kind of fun.
I like Linares, but I think he's definitely past his prime.
Oh,
Absolutely.
way past it.
Absolutely past his prime. I actually I think of the line from Rocky, when was my prime, Mick? Where was my prime? Because when was Linares' prime?
Yeah, it's a sad scene too.
Yeah. All right, so at the Gold Coast Convention Center in Broadbeach, Australia, Tim Tszyu, he's currently the interim WBO champion, is facing ranked second Brian Mendoza. Then they're fighting for the full title. So if Charnelo comes down, one of his belts was taken away. So that's kind of interesting how that situation would work out.
I'm excited for this fight.
Yeah.
I like watching Tim Tszyu. He's usually a good show.
Yeah, he has an entertaining style. Very entertaining, and he's very talented too. And Brian Mendoza, he's on the come up. He got that kind of surprise knockout of Sebastian Fundora, and he came onto the scene when
was also crazy to watch.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
He also, before that, he got into that fight after knocking out Jason Rosario, which was also pretty interesting to watch because Rosario's also pretty large for the division. So Mendoza is like striking while the iron's hot. I think that's what they're doing here.
Well, and apparently you can't count him out because he's had the upsets in the past.
Yeah, exactly. So there was somebody else that Ruby told me to pay attention to that's on this card, but
you got Josh Kelly and Xander Zayas.
yeah, these guys are listed. Josh Kelly and Xander Zayas are the first and third rated contenders in the WBO. So the winner of this is more than likely going to have one of those guys. I'm going to assume Zayas is going to be their mandatory because whatever Bob orders, that's what happens.
True.
The Soul Taker? That's your nickname, dog?
The who?
Tim Tszyu is the Soul Taker. What?
Dude, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard.
That's wild.
That's hard. I fuck with that. The Soul Taker.
I think it's Sam Goodman that they were talking about versus Miguel Flores.
Dude.
They're featherweights.
Dude, what a name.
So there you go.
Soul Taker.
So those are really the only two on the card that are on my radar. I'm probably gonna see something really awesome when it actually happens. But all right, let's get to the top ranked card. Also on the 14th. Oh, for you, Shanada, the PBC card, the Tim Tszyu card is going to be on the 15th, I think around midday for you.
Right. Yeah, Australia's about the same time zone as me, I think.
Okay.
Give or take.
In Rosenberg, Texas. Kind of a random place, I guess. Let's go from the bottom up. Richard Torrez. I saw he was added to this card a few weeks ago. Versus Tyrell Herndon. Yeah, the Stache.
Stache, dude. I think he's still in college too. Fun fact.
The Stache man. I was looking at his physical measurements. Like he should probably consider cruiserweight. Is like he's 6'2", which is already like there's super middleweights that are that height. Like this dude has to consider moving down because 6'2", 220, coming in around 220 to 230. Like you're a bridger weight, if you remember that fucking farce.
Oh yeah,
but
that bar of soap.
Yeah, that's where he is. That's where he lands, is at the top of the bridger weight limit. So
and it looks like he could cut the weight.
Yeah,
like
he's soft. He looks soft.
Yeah.
But oh well. I'm sure he's going to hear this and he'll really consider it. So. Whenever you want to chat, Ricky T.
Hit the line.
Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, he is fighting Nahir Albright on the 10-round lightweights. So yeah, Keyshawn's arch nemesis, Andy Cruz, they're jaw-jacking at each other. You'd love to see it. The main event, though, is Johnny Beck, Alim Kanuli versus Vincenzo Gualtieri. They are unifying their WBO and IBF, respectively. They're unifying titles. So these are middleweights. So earlier when you said IBF minimum weight and I heard middleweight, this is why I got confused. I was like, wait a fucking second. Did Gualtieri get stripped or something and I didn't hear about it?
Who lost?
Yeah.
Shit.
He lost it in a street fight.
To a tiny Japanese man.
To a little Japanese man. I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no bell. Love that.
Rocky V. What a horrible movie.
Terrible. But we'll still accept it.
It's still part of the pantheon of Rocky movies. But anyway, Johnny Beck is decent, but I mean being hurts me to use this term, big fish in a little pond. But yeah. Rest in peace, Errol Spence. We hardly knew you. I want to look at who else is at the top of middleweight. Okay. So Johnny Beck, this is box rec, grain of salt. So Chris Eubank is at the top. Liam Smith. Melarim, Kazakhstan guy. WBC champion, Carlos Adames. I'm sorry to my best wishes to Jermal. I really hope he gets better soon or whenever, at your own pace, big dog. But Carlos Adames is the WBC champion at 160. Michael Zarafa, and then Johnny Beck. Ammo Williams.
Ooh, Ammo Williams.
Yep.
He's fun to watch.
Vincenzo Gualtieri, who Johnny Beck is fighting now. Elijah Garcia. And there you go. I'm not really interested in reading further. So Johnny Beck and Vincenzo. I've never seen Vincenzo fight. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't.
That's going to make two of us. Three of us.
Cannot.
It's a great name, but I don't recognize it.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to point out. His name is Vincenzo Gualtieri, and he's from Germany.
What?
He's
Huh?
a German citizen? Like, bro, what? You're from the
Huh?
boot.
Most Italian name I have ever heard.
Yes.
You said Vincenzo?
Vincenzo Gualtieri. You are a boot man. You
My
cannot
man
not
sounds
be.
he sounds like a chemistry experiment.
All right, so these boys are going to unify their 160 titles. Carlos Adames, to me, he's the fucking king dingaling of the 160 division. Elijah Garcia, I'll have to see what Vincenzo brings to the table, but John Beck is a little out of his reach. Maybe Shane Mosley Jr. can make something happen with his career. Liam Williams, Kieran Conway. There's really not a whole lot going on here.
No, it kind of emptied out the middleweight division.
Yeah, thanks, Canelo.
Bastard.
Yeah. I can only think of if any decent 154 guys move up to 160, or I don't know, maybe some not very good super middleweights cut down. Maybe Derevyanchenko. 37. Good God.
37 is not that old.
No, hey, I'm like right in the neighborhood, so. I think that's it though. Tommy Fury, please. I don't really like you, but please beat KSI.
Oh, come on. What's the hate on Tommy Fury? He's not a bad dude.
He beat my Lord and Savior Jake Paul. That's what the problem is.
Understandable.
I honestly do hope that he does win. I kind of do want this YouTuber boxing shit to stop.
Dude, there is no doubt in my mind that he's gonna win. There's absolutely no reason he should lose to KSI.
None whatsoever.
None. Not a crumb's worth of reason he should lose.
I was actually doing some working on this little project with Ant, and we were looking at some KSI footage, kind of scripting out a little promo video kind of thing. And KSI is trash. 100% trash. He is fucking horrible. Jake Paul, say what you will about him, as like a influencer or whatever, or personality. He actually does try to fight, to learn how to fight, and he's not. He looks like what you would expect from like a lower level, entry level boxer. Not horrible. KSI is just straight up garbage.
Yep.
Logan,
I honestly don't even follow it enough to have an opinion on these guys.
I wouldn't have known if Ant and I weren't trying to make that video thing. Otherwise, I would have never seen. I would still be going for Tommy Fury though.
Tommy Fury will not let us down. Like I said, there is not any reason he should be losing this fight. Not one.
Yeah, but I've said that before about other fights, and people have just shit the bed. So
yeah, like I said about Charnelo.
Oh, Jermel.
All right.
Sad story.
Yeah, I think that is going to do it for this episode. How are we on time? Ooh, just at an hour.
Good timing.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the only other thing I was gonna rep some more Japan boxing. So Casemiro fights in Tokyo on Thursday. I hate Casemiro, and I hope that he loses, but I don't think he will. I've never heard of this Japanese guy. But the other Inouye fights on the undercard. Takeshi Inouye fights.
Takashi, yeah.
Yeah, some guy from Thailand. So, might be worth watching.
Takeshi's or Takashi? Is it Takeshi or Takashi?
Takeshi.
Takeshi.
With an E.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not terrible. He's clearly not as good as his brother, but he's all right.
No, Takashi is the brother. I don't think this guy's related at all.
Oh.
Wow. But I have seen him fight before, and he's fun.
Oh, okay.
He's also a little bigger. He's at super welterweight, so.
All right. So there's that. Let's see. I have my little, in case of emergency, glass break topic that we don't need to get into. Network stuff. So mentioned Ultimate Fucking Casual a few times. So if you're into MMA, you can go head over there. Hard shell tacos. If you are interested in getting all up in your feelings, then you can join us over there. And the Prague Pats, Progressive Patriots. If you would like to hear political discussion, I'm joined by some of the other progressive veterans in my circles, and we talk about the news of the day. Very unfortunate recent happenings. My heart, it hurts seeing this stuff in Gaza and Israel. Fucking terrible. But before we move on to Get Out, do either of you want to plug anything besides Takashi Inoue?
No, I'm good.
Get it back Tuesday. Fuck Tyson Fury. Go Tommy Fury.
Oh, that was going to be for parting words.
Oh, sorry.
Plugs. You want to plug Eddie Hearn's book or Lawrence Coley's book?
Eddie Hearn's book, recommend. Not so much Tyson Fury's book. Or books, I should say, plural. Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. So, social media stuff. LVX Media Net is on every platform. If you don't find it, it's because we're not on it.
Like it, share it, love it.
Yes. Do all the internet shit. Interacting with posts and interacting with the podcast on whatever your preferred platform is. People say it all the time because it really does help. It helps a lot more than you realize. So if you could please contact stuff. The website, lvxmedia.net. So you go to the B-Sides page. The B-Sides button is like right there. Big old red boxing glove. And the contact info is in there. It will also be included in the outro. The motherfucking phone line is anonymous and unattended. I don't even answer my own phone when people
unattended is great.
Yeah, no, like I don't answer my own phone when it fucking rings. Like I don't know what makes you think what makes people think I would answer a call from some fucking random person that I've never met. So
Who that number for the phone line, is it like, what is that number, I guess? Like, is it like a second phone number you have, or?
Yeah, it's like a digital line that just goes straight to a voicemail. But you can also text it as well I know people are fucking pansies, and when it comes to putting your voice, like attributing your stupid ass opinions to yourself, people immediately back away. It's ridiculous. But whatever. So you can text me if you want to tell me I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna tell you that you're one too, so it's fine. Either way. But the number is 833-LUX-PODS. It's so easy. It's like I really thought this out or something. All right.
Very creative. Very creative.
Parting words here. What do we got? Shanada, start us off because Drip needs to think of some new ones.
Oh yeah.
I should have thought about this before, but I didn't. I'm not good at catchphrases.
It doesn't have to be a catchphrase necessarily.
Could be anything.
Yeah. Watch the fucking Casemiro fight. Cheer for him to lose.
The new season of anime is baller. If anyone's into that, there's a bunch of good ones out on Crunchyroll.
All right.
Duly noted.
Yeah. Fucking parting words. My very terribly designed merch is available on the website, but I like it because I'm not very good at it, and I made it. But so I'm proud of it anyway. It's like my.
What are you selling for merch? T-shirts?
Just T-shirts and long sleeves. I don't think they're rated. They're hoodies, kind of. Long sleeve shirts with hoods on them.
Bro,
I
need a hoodie. I need a hoodie for the winter. It is getting cold out here.
I don't know if they're thick enough for that, so I don't know if I can fully recommend it for that purpose.
You're really selling these.
I know.
Yeah, right. I really want one now.
I'm really good at this. Yeah, what can I say? Learning on the job. Other than that, that's going to do it for this episode of B-Sides Boxing.
Oh, last parting words.
Oh.
If you're doing any kind of language learning on Duolingo, go do your lessons. This is your reminder.
Yeah,
because the owl hasn't scared you enough.
Yeah, the owl has your mother tied up in a basement
Spanish
somewhere.
or Spanish.
There's actually you could get 40% off a lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone.
Oh.
Is it better than Duolingo?
Very much so.
I'm about to dabble in that then.
Yeah. So, yeah, hit
My
me up.
is not going anywhere. I might have to go buy that.
Yeah, when I lived in Korea, I got the Korean one. It helped a lot. All right. Enough of that. If you do want that Rosetta Stone code, you can text me at the fucking number. So that's going to do it. Thank you for listening. Fuck Tyson Fury. Tommy Fury is our new hope, our new dreamboat. All right. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you have any questions or comments on what was discussed or have a topic you'd like to hear on the podcast, you can leave a message on our unattended phone line at 833-589-7637. That's 833-LUX-PODS. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxentertainment.net.